Looking at 50 years of history with Keystone Human Services, I think the most important piece that we've always had at the center is the support for the individual. And it really dates back to the founding of the organization back in 1972, when people were trying to, at that time, figure out what was the best way of supporting people with disability in the community. And then thought about looking at how do you support an individual to become part of a community. How do you support an individual to have valued roles within that community, and how can we support the individual to move forward? Keystone was founded in 1972 at the beginning of a movement of deinstitutionalization, moving people out of institutions into the community. And there was very little, there weren't a lot of roadmaps at that time. It is really about how do you engage individuals to be part of a community, not just to be in it, but to be of it. That's the glue that has really kept Keystone grounded in its mission, its vision, and its values. Those values have transcended time. They've been there for the last 50 years. They'll be there for the next 50.
It's very interesting from a leadership and a governance standpoint, and being responsible for an organization that cannot have a break in service for any reason, even for a couple of hours. Could be quite life-threatening to so many of the people that we support. And so that necessary for continuity, not only day to day, but literally for the lifetime of many of the people, is an incredibly unique aspect of what it is that Keystone and organizations like Keystone does.
It's organizations like Keystone. It is us as an organization, as individuals, who are making a commitment to supporting someone for their entire life, and working very closely with families and the individual to help the individual advocate for themselves, to help the families advocate. And our job is to manage those dynamics and to assure ultimately at the end of the day that the individual gets what they need and are part of the community.
The notion that we would grow to this size of serving thousands of people, having 3,000 dedicated employees, totally unthinkable. I mean, it never occurred to any of us at that time that was going to be the future reality, where we said yes to something, and that the yes then had consequences far beyond any understanding or any expectation we would have had at the point at which we said yes.
It might be a phone call on a Friday afternoon of a crisis where an individual needs support and services, and we say yes. It might be something as broad as developing the adult community autism program, and so that's a big yes. So it's not a, well, yes, and we're just going to do it for a little while. You say yes, and then therefore there's the commitment to continue forward.
We're going to act as a change agent. This is the base of our mission, to go out and deliberately and intentionally plan to create change in the lives of the people that we support by creating new opportunities for growth and independence, by creating opportunities for choice.
I've had a chance to be a part of changing the world for the better and to gain knowledge that has been helpful to me. I've had the opportunity to be associated with an organization that will not compromise on its integrity or core values.
The important threads that go through the work of Keystone is one, that all human life is sacred. And it is important for us to keep that in the back of our minds, in fact, in the front of our minds.
Part of the thing I like the most about Keystone is its adaptability to ever-changing circumstances.
Very proud of the organization, very proud of what we do, because I've seen us do things that no other organization has been able to do. Keystone said yes. Keystone says yes, Keystone says yes.
The bravery that it takes to continue to try to be on the edge as the world grows, and as the world changes, Keystone grows and changes as well.
It's people and providing, opportunity and support for them to live their best life. And that has been there from the start. And that's the thread that keeps Keystone Human Services on the right path and doing the good work.
Keystone's an extremely person-centered organization. And so Keystone provides those services and supports to help people, really achieve their goals and live independently, and really just live their best life. We call it the good life. Keystone helps people live the good life.
All people belong in community, and that communities need everyone, that everyone has something to contribute, and if we're not all contributing what we have, then it's not only a loss for the people who are being left out, but it's a loss for the entire community.
I think there's so much to be said for the people that work at Keystone, because the group of people that I worked with, not only have some of them become my lifelong friends, but in this together to help people have a better life, that to me is just a tremendous part of this story.
The role that we play in changing the status and view of individuals with disabilities in the world is done every day. And in that role, we move forward creating a real change in the world and the vision for people with disabilities in the world.
During my time of service on the Keystone Board, I've seen the expansion of services beyond that of central Pennsylvania. I remember the first time that we were asked to consider providing services outside our area. This was in Northumberland, in northern Pennsylvania. We wondered, could we transfer the culture that is Keystone that far away? Could we provide services to individuals that far away? And of course now we are changing lives for people in Moldova and India.
About 20 years ago, Keystone Human Services planted a seed in Moldova with the strong belief that it will grow in an organization that will make the life of vulnerable people better and more meaningful. And it evolved along the years to what it is today, an organization that developed services, changed the policies, changed attitudes towards the persons with disabilities from Moldova.
We're here to serve. We are a, servant-based leadership model, and we want to do everything we can to help those in need. And despite many, many ups and downs, funding increases and decreases, we remain true to wanting to serve.
That work is sometimes very challenging. And, we have folks that come in at 3 o'clock every day and 7 a.m. and, 11 o'clock at night to do that work. And, where the rubber meets the road is the dedication of those employees.
I try to get out into the houses. I've been to 2 houses, and the work the staff does with the individual is outstanding.
As a workforce, we challenge each other to be better.
It's about people. It's about inclusion. It's about support and allowing the opportunities for them to live their best life.
It's not just the mission, it's being a part of something much greater. And it's not just the individuals that we serve, it's the people around us that make everything that we do so much easier, so much more fun.
I think we've started to learn that there's no bounds to what people can do if they're provided the opportunity to do it.
We all get together and be able to support that family or that child that is in need, provide them. And then not only for families, but being as co-workers, we all connect and support each other as a co-worker too.
I'm proud of the work that we do because I know that the procedures we have in place keep children and families safe. I know that we're implementing high quality curriculum, and I just feel good because I get to see the rewards every single day.
My husband and I are the parents of Christopher, an adult who experiences autism.
My son is disabled, and that was one of the reasons I stayed with Keystone, to learn more about people with disabilities.
So when I first came to Keystone, my first job was to help some gentlemen move out of the Harrisburg State Hospital. And one of those gentlemen in particular had a pretty rough life. he now lives with a family and has done so for many, many, many years.
A gentleman who received a service dog told us that for the first time since he served in Vietnam, he feels like his life has purpose. That's a long time to not feel like you've had purpose.
It's small stories, it's work that's really slow, that requires a lot of patience and a lot of fortitude.
So when I came here, being only single mom with 2 kids, Head Start provided me a lot of support.
When I see a young man that lived the biggest part of his life in an institution, and now he has a house in the community, in a village. He has a garden, he has friends, neighbors.
We were able to open up an independent living apartment building and have somebody live in their own apartment with her fiance who has a job and they have plans. And when I see those things happen, I am reminded that we do good work and that we help real people.
I'm proud that I belong to a company that has made a difference in a lot of people's lives.
It is an incredibly rewarding field. The opportunity to learn about yourself and to help somebody achieve their hopes, dreams, and joys. It's a pretty good gig.
Every single day there are people out there doing what we call whatever it takes, and that's one of the Keystone values, and it's what I see on a day-to-day basis.
And there is still a lot of great things to do in the United States, in Moldova, in India, and in other places around the world.
People who are devalued, people with disabilities, they really continue to live on the margins of our society, and there is a lot of work left to be done. And I think that's probably what continues to bring me back, is just the recognition that we've come a long way, and there's a lot of work to be done.
I'm proud to be a part of Keystone, and I pray that 25 years from now, 50 years from now, whether I get to see it or not, Keystone's still going strong.
All of us share a common vision. All of us want to bring change. All of us want to be part of that change.
I love my job. I just love my job because I had the opportunity to give them back what I receive, and being able to see a smile on a parent or in a child that I've been helping, that makes me happy.
It will change your life. I mean, I've had some of the most foundational relationships I've ever had, at Keystone.
I have learned that when people are encouraged to have a voice, they have a voice. And when there are multiple voices in the room, the world can change.
I'd like to congratulate everyone that has had a major role in moving this organization forward over these past 50 years. As an organization, thinking on the inclusion of all in the conversation, appreciate your involvement on our journey as we continue to move forward in this area. Thank you.
Congratulations, Keystone, on achieving this wonderful and impressive milestone.
Keep up the great work.
Congratulations, Keystone Human Services.
Thank you for all of your dedication, commitment, and hard work.
Well done. Continue the great work.
I am proud to have been a part of Keystone for all these years.
Congratulations on 50 years.
Looking forward to another 50.